Alex and I are down at Pigeon Forge, just visiting some family.
Sevierville,
Gatlinburg area.
yeah.
Anyway, we were out at a flea market with family, and we heard a bunch of cars in the background, saw some smoke. Came to find out what the action was. They're doing a drift event here. Actually, they're doing an autocross tomorrow.
Yep.
So we've come over to check the drift event out. Alex has got a ride along wristband, so he's going to take a ride with one of these guys. Should be fun. See a bunch of trailers. It's actually some cool cars here. See what we can see. Just a twin turbo V8, that's all. This thing is wild out on the course. I'll try to get a video of it here a little later. Radiator setup.
No, I did not catch that.
So this is neat. These drift cars don't go forward all the time, they go sideways. So this is set up to where it swings around and keeps it going straight. Little drag piece here on the end of it, so it keeps it lined up with the direction the car is actually moving. Pretty neat. So this seems to be a pretty big spectator event, and unlike SCCA autocross events, they charge for spectator entry. It was 20 bucks to get in, which I don't mind. It's neat. We're seeing some cool stuff here, but that's different. Also, I don't think they're actually competing. They're just out here having fun. I don't see any sort of judging going on. No timers. But they're just, when they get done, they pull back into line.
Keep running and we're
Go again. I don't know if they're limited on the amount of runs they get, or they just go until they don't have any tires. Now, this isn't really our sort of thing. And I'm sure these guys spend a lot of money on tires because they are smoking them out here.
Apparently they have an autocross tomorrow.
Yeah, an autocross. They saw my SCCA on my jacket here and wanted to know if we wanted to come back tomorrow. I said, yeah, if we would have brought our tires. But we're on to all seasons. That wouldn't be any fun. Yeah.
All season,
Those RSRs that we got are really loud, and a 5-hour trip on those would not be fun. And I don't think we're going to hang around to see the autocross tomorrow, but it's pretty neat just to kind of randomly run into this. Alex and I were leaving the drift event, and as we're leaving in the parking lot next to where they're drifting, we see this. Yeah, we were gonna stop, check them out. Like a child seat?
Yeah.
Alex says there's a child seat in the R8's passenger side.
I was 4S. Or this is the same thing.
Do not see stuff like this every day. What do you think, Al? You want one?
I aspire to have one.
Yeah?
I aspire. I don't want one. Accelerate. See it?
Yep. So cool, just randomly seeing these.
Raw chassis.
So Alex says these are basically the same engine,
5.2 liter.
same car. They're both Volkswagen Auto Group vehicles. So they're Volkswagens, right?
Basically.
I mean, we drove a Volkswagen here.
We gotta line up with it.
Don't think we'd stand a chance. They've got 6 more cylinders than we got.
See it?
Alex and I are traveling to the favorite car spot of Pigeon Forge area, the Tail of the Dragon. We came here about 4 years ago when I first got my Golf R, and I drove it, but Alex was like 12 or 13 at the time. Obviously couldn't drive it.
13, I think
So he's 16 now, so we're coming out here to let him drive it. The car's filthy nasty, and we've got the all-season tires on here. We didn't swap out to the RSRs.
Need new brake pads as well.
Yeah,
Not
need new brake pads.
Not running full potential. But it'll be fun nonetheless.
Yeah, for sure he'll have a good time. Not really sure how these tires break free, so he's gonna have to be a little careful. Don't really want him to push it too hard.
They're not very predictable.
I wanted to get here to break of dawn, but we didn't get up that early. It is just, the sun's just now coming out, but I'd like to be here as early as possible. That way you get here before everybody else gets here, because it can get a little crowded. Anyway, we've got about 14 miles to go. See you in just a little bit. Interesting that when you start on this section, we're here now, or almost here. There's a sign as you come in that says high crash area, and be careful of motorcycles.
Stay in the lane. Don't cross the lane.
That's right. As I said in one of our earlier videos,
Like Route 6.
the reason we come out and do this is because we like the curves. So don't straighten them. A lot of the crashes here happen because people go on the other side of the yellow line. So stay on your side of the yellow line. So we are on Continental Extreme Conti DWS all-season tires. They're handling fairly well. They're not making a lot of noise, which makes me a little nervous. I'd like them to make some noise before they
Tell us what they're talking about.
start to slide. But I'm not like upset that we came on them today. They're doing pretty good.
They're enjoyably fun.
Yeah.
But it's not like you're gonna set a record.
Yeah.
But it's cold temperatures outside, the road's cold. So I don't know if tires will make a whole much of a difference.
We've seen very little cars so far, actually. 2 trucks. Pickup trucks. 18-wheelers are forbidden on this road because they couldn't make the curves. passenger in it. It's a lot of fun.
Surge in there for the boost.
We've got the 93 octane tune on here, Cobb access port. We've got the DSG tune, which Alex has it in manual now, so doesn't do a whole lot for us. But we just come up on our first car, and he very kindly pulled off on one of the turnouts. There's a few turnouts, turn-offs here where you can pull off, get out of the way for people. So, staying in your lane here, like when you're going around some of these corners, you're going to want to cut some of them because it's just kind of natural. But the thing is, a lot of them, you can't see around them to see if somebody's going to be in the other lane. Like, the next curve is so far tucked back in that you can't see that there may be a car there. So you may get on the other side of the road, cutting the corner, and as soon as you round the bend, there's another car coming straight at you. That's why you got to stay on your side of the road, even though you're going to want to cut.
In 3.3 miles, you'll arrive at Tail of the Dragon store.
Well, thank you.
You've already done 7.5 miles. Road's fairly well maintained.
Yes, there are a lot of potholes out on the road right now. It is just after winter. It was actually the first day of spring, I think it was yesterday. And there's lots of potholes in most places, but this road is in fairly good shape. I don't know if they don't plow it or if it's just
because trucks don't go down.
I'd say it snows up here. It's on the top of a mountain, so I don't know. Anyway, it's in good shape. You having fun, Alex?
I'm having a blast. This road is not overrated. Maybe for big cars, but for a little all-wheel drive monster of a hatchback, this thing is. It's very fun.
You've arrived at your destination.
So, Deal's Gap is closed until 9 a.m.
I mean the store.
The store, yeah. Anyways, it's 8:34, so we figured we just head back down the other way and then come back when they're open. So he's driving now. You having fun?
Oh yeah, the tires are making a bit of noise now. I don't know if we needed to get them warm or what. They're squeaking a little bit.
They were not warm whenever I pulled up, which I wasn't trying to push them very hard because I didn't want to push their limits and, well, basically die off the edge of a cliff. So
I don't know how fun a supercar would be here on this road, but this Golf R is just fantastic.
with the all-wheel drive and the DSG, it really pulls it together on these tight turns.
Yeah, you're shifting at like every turn. I don't know how many shifts we've had. That'd be an interesting fact to know how many shifts we're doing this. But the car's just great. It's got just enough power to really get you from one corner to the next. The brakes work well. It's just a lot of fun.
And the dual clutch is really fast too. That helps.
Yeah, this gearbox is just wonderful. Just for reference, it is a Sunday morning. Like I said, we got here just as kind of the sun was coming up. The sun's not really coming down into the valleys here yet, but it's really early. Not a lot of traffic out here. It's a really good time to come. I would say in the middle of the day is not a good time. We've never been here in the middle of the day, but I'd say it gets quite crowded here with the motorcycle crowd. We've only seen 2 sports cars. We saw a little Miata, and then we saw an Audi R8. So wide variety of vehicles. Quite a few pickup trucks. Not sure why, but there's probably been half a dozen pickup trucks that have come by. We've come up on 2 vehicles while we've been running, and they've both pulled off and gotten out of our way. So that's good that you don't have to follow somebody around here that's just out to check out the road and doesn't want to go fast. Alex drove it once going pretty fast, and I drove it once going pretty fast. Now since we're so low on gas, we're just kind of putt-putting through here, cooling it off, checking out the scenery. It is really beautiful country out here. We're from southern part of West Virginia. Fairly similar terrain. We've got some roads that are kind of like this, but nothing that's
In the condition of this road is pretty smooth.
That's true. We got a lot of potholes. And there are areas where you come into houses, and just areas where you don't want to be going fast. This road is
Very secluded.
like
Well, it's
11 miles.
11.1.
Yeah.
318 curves.
And there's no driveways, no intersections, no stop signs, no houses. The only thing you have to worry about
oncoming
is
traffic.
oncoming traffic and animals. We've seen quite a few squirrels that we've kind of dodged. I don't think we've hit any yet.
Yep.
Yes.
There was one suicidal one. He just sat right in front of the car the whole time.
He's just chilling. I hope we're not boring you with our just in-car footage. I didn't want to take a bunch of footage of just driving this road because there's plenty of those videos out there. And it's kind of hard to tell how fast somebody's going by watching a video. You really need to come out here and drive this to see how cool and how fast you can go on it, because it's really a neat road. So, like I said, if you want to find a video of the road itself, there are tons and tons of videos. Just look up Tail of the Dragon on YouTube. You'll find everything. People in pickup trucks just with their cell phone to exotic cars. Yeah, there are people that take photos here as you're driving it. Killboy and 129 photos, because this road is 129. But they come out here and set. I don't know if they do it every day, but probably on the weekends. And then you can go to their website and they'll just post photos of every car that came by during the day, and you can look up by the date. And those photos will be watermarked, and maybe you can only see a limited resolution of the photo, but then you can buy your photo of you looking really cool on the Tail of the Dragon. Now, like I said, the car is filthy right now, and we've got these 18-inch Mallory wheels on here. They don't look very good, so
They're not very beautiful.
no, they're not. They do not look good. So we are leaving now. We learned an important lesson the first time we came, didn't we, Alex? When
So-
you're leaving, tell.
When you leave off the mountain, they strictly enforce that you calm yourself down and get yourself in check for actual like road speeds.
Yeah, as we were leaving, I was, and I wasn't going really fast. I was going like
60 and a 45.
60 and a, what was it, 60 and a 45?
Yeah, but they have like 2 signs down there with 2 different speed limits, and they changed the speed, and they got you on the second part, I think.
Yeah.
But
Anyway, warning, when you're leaving, watch the speed limit signs, mind your manners, go
Off
the
the
speed
mountain.
limit. I mean, in this place down here, it was like a straight stretch and there was nobody around, so, but watch the sign, go what the sign says when you leave. And you're gonna be, you'll have a heavy right foot when you're leaving, because
it's a very long straight, and you're just going to want to go at it.
well, I'm talking about you've been on the Dragon, you know,
Yeah.
you've been aggressive.
But that's the way it is. They just sit down here and poach people for not cooling off.
I did not get a ticket that day. The guy was nice. I thought I was going to get a ticket. Alex was with me. That's probably the first time you'd been in a car with been pulled over, wasn't it, Alex?
No, I've been pulled over once.
Yeah.
Or twice.
Somebody else.
I thought it was funny because you could see, it was a warmer day that day, I think, and you could see the heat radiating off of the brakes as the officer was talking to him.
Yeah, from where we'd been on the Dragon. We're headed back to the place we're staying at down here, and then we're going to be heading home shortly. Wife's wanting to get home so she can clean the house and whatnot for Monday. But on our way back here on the parkway, there's some beautiful scenery. We saw a group of Corvettes coming, headed toward the tail of the Dragon. They're gonna have a good time. Good looking group. One of them had a big old wing on the back, part of the Wang gang. Anyway, I want to show you one of these views here that if you're coming out, you need to stop and see. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Of course, it's the spring now, so all these are still brown. It's probably something to see when the leaves are turning in the fall. Anyway, we're signing out. We'll try to get a video up for next weekend. We got an event. Hopefully, if the parking lot looks good enough, we're going to be running the cart at Parkersburg Mall. And we've never ran the cart there, and so we got to make sure the surface is good enough for that very low ground clearance cart.
With no suspension.
No suspension. And like this much ground clearance. Literally like this much ground clearance.
If that.
Yeah. But we're going to take the car because Ashley's going to be running. And that'll be our first event of the year. See you then.